Okay. Alright, that's lovely. Okay, Bismillah folks. Welcome back to another video. I'm here with my student Layla. Right. Today we're going to be looking at Mathswatch CD work. We're looking at grade C questions, Clip 113 for those of you following us at home on YouTube. So we're looking at how to draw a straight line. So the first question will be given here, question number 1. It says there's no calculator allowed, so please make sure you don't use calculator. Complete the table of values for y equals 4x minus 2. Now, in order for us to draw a straight line, how many points do we need? If we want to draw a straight line, we only need really in real life how many points? 2 points. In this particular question, examination style 1, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. Okay, and 3 of those points have already been worked out for you. So you need to work out 3 more points. So what we're trying to practice here is number 1, plotting coordinates on a Cartesian graph. That's what we're going to be practicing by having so many points. And also, you find that by doing more than 1 point, if you make a mistake, you'll get something like this. Or like that. Okay? So you'll get a spike, you'll get the line coming off the straight line going to a new point. So you know that you made a mistake on a particular point. So we're going to be looking at a few skills here. The skill of substitution, looking at negative number substitution, simplification and graph plotting, and then using a ruler of course. Okay, so let's look at the table part first. I've had to enlarge it so it looks nice and clear on the video, and then we're going to move that around, and then we're going to have a look at the graph itself, the graph element. So, without any further delay, let's get started. Bismillah. Right. Okay, Layla, here's our table. Okay, use headphones. Now, we have here x values from minus 2 to 3. Okay, so let's quickly show you the graph now as well. Here's the graph. Minus 2 to 3. Okay, let's go back. Now, when x is minus 2, y has been given as a minus 10. Okay, when x is minus 1, that's what we need to work out. So let's have a look how we get our value here. So, the equation is, what's the equation, Layla? What does it read to me?
Y equals 4x.
So we have here, y is equal to 4x minus 2. And what is the value of x they've given us here, Layla? The value of x is?
1.
Minus 1. Minus 1, yeah? So you get this minus 1, what do we do with the minus 1? Put it into there. Have you done substitution before? And the answer is yes. We've done substitution. So we have 4 times by x, so it'll be 4 times by minus 1. Take away the 2. Okay. So what we're doing now, before you do an exercise with me and you had questions like this, 3x plus y, expression, then you remember you put x value and y values in, remember? You know that question? This is now in context of an equation. So the only difference here is we've got an equal in there and we've got a y in there. So same skill set as what we've done before in the previous exercises in your lessons. Now, so y equals 4x minus 2. The first value of x we're going to put in there, Layla, is minus 1. So 4 times by minus 1 will give us an answer of 4 times by minus 1 will give us minus 4. That's our negative number basic lesson. Our negative number calculation, and the minus 2 gets copied down. So this is negative number multiplication, this is negative number addition and subtraction. So you have minus 4 and then minus 2. So that will give us a total of minus 6, because if I owe you 4 and I owe you 2, I owe you 6 altogether. And that's the only difference. Normally the questions you've done before, they have with me, we've done that much. We had no y and no equals. That's the only difference. We got y and y equals. So we got y equals minus 6. So that's my answer for this one here. Okay. We happy with that later? Right, next one. We have x equals 1. We've got to work out its value for y. And x equals 2 and so on. So let's have a look at another question. Let's do it over here. Find another space. Y equals 4x minus 2. So we're starting here from the basic equation. And this time, Layla, what number do we substitute in for x? For x this time you substitute 1. Okay. Now what is the 4 doing to the x at the moment? The 4 is, what is doing to the x? It is multiplying. So y equals 4 multiplied by x. So y equals 4 multiplied by our x value, which is 1. So 4 times by 1 will be equal to 4. And then we have to minus the 2, which is part of the equation. Okay. So we have now 4 minus 2. We have 4, take away 2, and the answer to that will give us 2. That's our second answer. Okay. Now let's have a look at the last value that we got to work out. So x is equal to 2. We've got to work out its corresponding y value. So let's write this straight line equation again over here on this side now. Okay, remember 4x means 4 times by x. Okay. So now, what is the value of x in this instance? So later the value of x is
times.
The value of x is Leila
2.
2. Okay. 2. So now we have y is equal to 4 times by 2 take away 2. The take away 2 part doesn't change in each question because that's a constant and that's got no multiplying part of that. So let's have a look at this now. 4 times by 2 will give us
8.
and 8 take away 2 will give us an answer of 6. Okay, so I'm going to put this here for the moment. Now, okay, we got that down. We filled in the table. So that's our table. Now, for the next part of the video, we're going to have to rub all the stuff off. And we're going to have to get the graph onto this part of the page and start plotting those points on there. Okay? So folks, those of you following us at home, please feel free to use the pause on the YouTube video player to pause and copy all the information down that you need to copy down. But we need to get rid of this because we've only got one board and we need space. So later you got these values into the table.
Yeah.
So I need to get it off you and then I can use that. I can't remember the values by heart. Right. Okay. Here we go. Okay, Mr. Hassan, you okay? Alright, here comes the graph. Right. Okay, here we go. So here's our graph. So what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to grab my ruler. I'm going to be using that for plotting the points. Now, at the moment, what's not too clear on this graph is where the x-axis is and where the y-axis, because everything looks the same because of darkness level. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to emphasize it. Okay. Alright, let's have a look. That's our x-axis. Okay. That's our y-axis. Okay, then is that nice and clear for you now? There?
Yeah.
Let's go quickly check on the video. The video. Okay, that's looking lovely on the video. It's lovely. Okay, right. So Leila, can I just grab your sheet of it? Your sheet. Okay. Right. So we have x is minus 2, y is minus 10, okay? Now minus 10, what we need for that one, I think we're going to be struggling a bit. Minus 10, what we're going to do for this one, because we can't actually physically fit it all on the graph, I'm going to misplot in the first point for the moment. Okay? Because I can't physically get the graph on the right side, it'll become too small. The next one we'll do, the next point is minus 1 and 6. So when x is minus 1, y will have a value of minus 6, which just about fits on there. Okay, for now we're going to miss out the first point, okay folks? Okay, apologies for that. The next one is 0 minus 2. So you go to 0 along the x, then you come down by minus 2. The first value tells you how much you go across. The second value underneath the layer tells you how much you go down or up. So the next one after 0 minus 2 is 1 and 2. So we go across by 1 and we come up by 2. So across by 1, up by 2. Here's 2 there. There's 1. The next one later you worked out here is 2 or 6. So we go across by 2 along the x, and we go up by 6 along the y. And that's the point there. And the last one they gave us later was 3 and 10. So we go along by 3, which is here, and then go up by 10, which is here. Okay, you can have this back. Okay, finish. Now you put those points on there. So here's my points. Okay, so this grid's already been given to us in the sheet, so we're just going to use that for the moment. Okay, now what we're going to do now, we're just going to emphasize it a bit more by writing down this. So minus 1, minus 6. This one was 0, minus 2. This one was 1, 2. That's going to be okay? Know what you're doing? Make notes. So that's 2 and 6. And this one will be 3 and 10 on the side. Okay, have you had a chance to plot those points on there for me? Are you happy with the x and y? Okay, 2 along the x, 6 along the y. 3, 10. 3 along the x, 10 along the y. So what we're going to do now, we're going to draw a straight line. Blue. Okay, let's see. First of all. So then I'm going to use a nice long ruler. Do you have a long ruler there? Yeah? Here we go. Have that ruler. Okay, right, let's get this. Here we go. So there we have it, folks. So the y is equal to 4x minus 2 is that graph there. So y equals 4x minus 2. Okay folks, thank you very much for joining us on this question. This is question number 1 on Clip 113, Mathswatch Grade C. Okay, in the next video folks, we're going to go through some more of these questions, but I'm going to set 1 or 2 of these questions for my student to have a go at now in the lesson, and you guys can have a go at home as well. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us. Please come back for another video.